Etie for memo bi akwaba eba Melodies TV so. When a Babon saying say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was scrapping the Ministry of Information, no, I came here and I did my personal analysis. But someone may kind of say that is just my personal observation. I'll be waiting for the official statement from probably NDC, so that we get to know what really went into the decision. What you see, and then His Excellency John Dramani Mahama about Semu, I explain the reason why oye Ministry of Information. Na me hear interviewer Ofosu Kwache ekokoye ewo asempa with Obi ono nso nsem eni so a trese ema meti ase. So let's see the planner and the NDC for, because some people have started complaining already, say as a NDC for we ni no omo communicators bebre no akwa na yenti omo in fact Obi frame ya wakata me say member NDC for nechi as omo we ni no communicators mo Malik mo ne Samiji mfi mo yenti omo nkambiom omo akwa and so people are complaining. But let's look at the structure, okay? Because I feel say if now we understand the structure that the NDC is bringing forth, we'll sort of see what to expect. And when the structure comes in full play, now at the moment no yen mu bia ye wa ha ye kasa no yen so ye de kakra ye betumi aye no ye beye ne ye de aboa. But let's look at the entire governmental structure on communication. Now say President John Dramani Mahama has stated the reason behind the scrapping of the Ministry of Information by his government. Speaking to the media at an engagement on January 23, 2025, President Mahama said that the ministry was scrapped to help achieve his promise to reduce the size of government. So the first thing, and it's what promise Ghana for, say obey reduce the size of government. Into size of government now was will be reduced, that's the first thing. Into your scrap his ministry, so that you reduce the size of government. Now, say with regards to government communications, you would notice that there is no Ministry of Information in the lineup of 23 ministries that we recently announced. That was partly in response to our promise to downsize government, he said. Now, I'll say the president indicated that the role of the Ministry of Information, which is to disseminate information to the people of Ghana, has now been shifted to the presidency through the creation of the Minister of State in charge of communication. So, Sisiano, Ejuma Nanke was a Ministry of Information, Sisiano. Presidency ebeye say ejuma no nti information no be free president in the whole streets. Remember I told you guys I personally feel Mahama is going to run an open government nti right from the presidency yeni aye be hu information yeni aye nim de ekoso nti it looks like there's something like that nti from the presidency straight and address eba wo mo create Minister of State in charge of communication, which is likely to be headed by Felix Ofosu Kwache. Inti Felix Ofosu Kwache na Minister of State in charge of communication. Inti instead of information ministry, we are having the spokesperson of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Felix Ofosu Kwache, handling the communication. This is a very bold move. I'm not going to lie. I am not going to lie to you. This is an extremely bold move. Na maybe the American say me bon pa say enye juma. Me bon pa say enye juma because now saying wo share jandam MPP for social media and all that enye jandam ketwa. Ati ase enye jandam ketwa. Unse abandi aba, they have communication from the presidency and then they have the information ministry. Abambia now His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wo hwe de o ye na we reduce baako e na wo ma baako age baako no ejuma aye. Ati ase nti ende Felix Ofosu Kwache na ejuma bedoso. First the ministry and the communication in charge of the presidency they are only concerned about communications at every presidency why then aba. Bende, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Eddie Adianaba presidency ho, no ye information ministry nefri ho no. Naturally say, Felix Ofosu-Kwakye will not be concerned about only information from the presidency. He will be concerned about information from the presidency. He has to be concerned about information from several ministries as well, because now he's playing that role. Into ministries, no information, also modebeba no, also deba state institutions information, also deba into sisi ane de ejuma no nini na ba beto so. Ati asiye, it is a very big work, enormous pan, gargantuan. Ayenya asem ketwa. But nini nemu no Ghana for NSA yepe a leaner government, and I think say in the sense of creating a lean government, no, this is what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has done. So we can only help, we can only hope, say it will do well, because initially in the crano ebeti sikaso ebia Ministry of Information nanka budgeter e was say omode rane no ende esobeti ebi adwumayefo a na nkomo behia at a whole ministry, the management of a whole ministry no esobeti bills a wo mutia as a whole ministry building ni nyama nina no, and they are using the presidency into no enonso esobeti atiase. So it is a way of saving money, indeed. It's a way of saving money. But senior na enkrofo complaining say MPP for enkrofobia, if there's something yin na yebeja tum say MPP for nim yepa jandam no na atiase, people feel say all that, but let's hope it works. But then it also meant that we had to be very strategic with the way we dealt with the flow of information from the government, because that is crucial to the success of whatever we intend to do. And so the structure we took was to bring information into the presidency, and that is how come we have a Minister of State in charge of government communication, and then to make sure that we are able to anchor it with a string of strong communication professionals in the most critical sectors, so that we are able to guarantee as much information flow to the public as possible, he said. Also, the president disclosed that the Information Service Department, which was one of the departments of the Ministry of Information, would now be under the presidency. Also, one of the things that remains to be done is to bring the Information Service Department under the presidency and modernize that organization from a civil service organization into a modern organization that guarantees information flow to the public on whatever the government is doing. Now, Ghana in 2016, me yejuma ewo asweye bia na friend Ghana News Agency. Na Ghana News Agency no Kwame Nkrumah enesiye. Na Kwame Nkrumah siye se aban information bia no news bia be free Ghana no sa Ghana News Agency ne ho ene be free. But na Ghana for cry nim about Ghana News Agency. Ghana News Agency and eju oye veteran journalist answer. A lot of people didn't even know about Ghana News Agency. But most of omu news and na graphic, a lot of the graphic newspapers no EPK. It's Ghana News Agency no omo ye governmental organization bia they go on the grounds, they report on stories, and then the graphics will take the stories. But for several governments awomo aba no nem say Ghana News Agency no ase na yenhye den hu ne utilization. Embra na me ye adwuma wo ho no, like utumi hu ne said they had potential. Ghana News Agency had potential but I say na eni nkoso ati ase eni nkoho, but omo pan so na nkomo ye adwuma no. Na mete from Felix Ofosu-Kwakye say they will also modernize Ghana News Agency and then make sure that they disseminate information, and I think say that is also good. Ati ase that's also good. Say Kwame Nkrumah's institution bi wo krom ha na Ghana for create nim say science institution na nke wo say handle news e wo krom ha. Well, if NDC abana say omo be equipe science institution no na omo aye adwuma Kwame Nkrumah say wo mo nya. I think say it's right say we see a boy NDC for abaso. So basically this is the reason why His Excellency John Dramani Mahama scrapped the Ministry of Information. What do you think? Also, the Ministry of Information was one of 7 ministries either scrapped or merged with others by President John Dramani Mahama. The other ministries that were either scrapped or merged with others are the Ministry of Water and Sanitation, the Ministry of Railways, the Ministry of National Security, the Ministry of Chieftaincy, and the Ministry of Works and Housing. So that is what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has said. Send your Americano. At here for Montreal Margin. Do you side with him? Montreal Margin, Medasi.